Yeah, my shoulder messed up, everyone. So don't tell Canelo. It may be the right, maybe the left, but it's both of them. I'm having problems with my shoulders.
I am concerned about him absorbing a Canelo punch, especially through the course of 12 rounds.
Is it something to worry about? Yes. Can it affect the fight? Absolutely. I just said how.
The boxing world has been thrown into turmoil after shocking reports surfaced that Terence Crawford has suffered a serious injury just days before his highly anticipated clash with Canelo Alvarez. What was expected to be one of the biggest fights of this generation is now in doubt, with fans, analysts, and fellow fighters debating whether the bout should continue or be postponed. The news has triggered an avalanche of reactions across the boxing community, with many insiders warning that this potential injury could alter the fight's outcome entirely.
But word on the street is that Bud Crawford has hurt his shoulder or re-injured a shoulder that had been surgically repaired.
Former world champion turned analyst Tim Bradley wasted no time weighing in on the situation. Known for his blunt opinions, Bradley accused Crawford of making excuses before stepping into the ring with Canelo. He argued that true champions fight through adversity, questioning whether Crawford is already seeking a way out of the toughest test of his career. Bradley's fiery remarks have only added fuel to the heated debate about whether this mega fight will proceed as planned or collapse under controversy.
Crawford 100%. Crawford is 100%. If he ain't 100%, he 90%. He's still gonna fight. He's still gonna fight. That's just what it is. Forget that shoulder. Bro, this is what we signed up for. This is part of being a fighter. That's what it's part of. This is what you wanted. This is what you got. This is what comes with it. That's it. Stop making excuses. No team. Winner takes all on this one.
Oscar de la Hoya weighed in by focusing on the size disparity. He reminded fans that Crawford is jumping up in weight to face a natural super middleweight who has long competed at the division. De La Hoya believes Canelo's strength, power, and experience at this level will prove overwhelming, especially in the later rounds. While he credits Crawford's ring IQ and skill, he doubts those attributes alone can neutralize Canelo's advantages. In his view, Canelo will gradually impose his will, landing heavy shots and breaking Crawford down on the way to either a decision or late stoppage victory.
Do you feel that Terence has a shot in beating Canelo Alvarez?
When I watched Terence Crawford get rattled and rocked by Yorkis Gamboa, who's a natural 30-pounder, it's going to be a huge problem when he gets hit by Canelo, who's a natural 175. So he fights at 175. He's fighting these big monsters. Yeah. He's not getting rattled at all.
Right. No.
Berlanga's a big kid.
Right.
Yeah. So it makes me think, I mean, how is Crawford going to keep him away for 12 rounds? Canelo's going to come at him hard.
Right.
But then again, I think about Crawford's abilities and his IQ and his footwork.
Boy Anthony, Executive Club, getting a fresh haircut. But just want to talk about Canelo Crawford is coming up this weekend and everybody's excited. Here in Vegas, the electricity is in the air. So look, even though these guys are combined almost 80 years old, it should be a good fight. And let me tell you why. Crawford is coming up 2 weight classes and he's coming off a year's layoff. So that's a huge advantage for Canelo. If Canelo forces his will on him, he'll probably be 190 pounds inside the ring on fight night. I give him a great shot in the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th round to knock out Crawford. If he doesn't do that, then Crawford is going to box his ears off. It might be another Mayweather versus Canelo. Remember when Mayweather was just scolding him and making him look silly? That can happen again this Saturday. So everything has to be perfect for Crawford. He has to use his footwork. He has to use his speed, his combinations, his ring IQ. He has to stay disciplined. And Canelo, all he has to do is take Crawford's punches, but he cannot be comfortable inside the ring.
Popular commentator Showbiz the Adult also addressed the swirling rumors. He acknowledged the speculation comes from Crawford's age, his long layoff, and past training setbacks, but urged fans not to jump to conclusions. Show reminded viewers that injury talk often circulates before major fights, sometimes to hype the event or preemptively excuse a loss. While he admitted Crawford could be dealing with soreness from moving up in weight, he stressed that no credible evidence confirms the injury is serious enough to jeopardize the fight.
From this side of my mouth, is it something to worry about? Yes. Can it affect the fight? Absolutely. I just said how, right? Absolutely it can, especially when you're packing on extra muscle. Your shoulders get heavy anyway when your shoulders are overdeveloped and you packing muscle on. And if you have a shoulder injury, it will affect you, okay? I mean, I'm one of those people. It is what it is. I say it all the time, bro. It is what it is, all right? These are human beings. They're real people. If you have an injury, it will affect you 100%. These aren't robots. This ain't a damn cartoon. It's not a movie. It's real life, all right? A lot of you guys got issues now physically. You throw you in a ring, you'll be like, yo, my back was killing me. You know what I'm saying? But with that said,
Shawn Porter, who shared the ring with Crawford in 2021, expressed his own concerns. Porter said his biggest worry is how Crawford will handle Canelo's power over a full 12 rounds. He warned that Canelo, being naturally bigger, will likely try to pressure Crawford early and wear him down with heavy punches. While Porter respects Crawford's intelligence and skills, he cautioned that the non-stop aggression of a stronger opponent could be extremely dangerous in this matchup.
The others say, like, no, that's 2 more weight classes. Like, once he gets touched by Canelo, it's going to be different.
I am concerned about him absorbing a Canelo punch, especially through the course of 12 rounds. We do know this about Canelo. He's going to slow down, so I think if anything, Canelo would try to start fast and bang on him and break him down before he gets later, and he's still got that kind of steam. But, there's so many components that make a champion. There's so many components that make a great, a legend. It's just so much to go into. It's a conversation that lasts an hour easily when we talk about all of the components that Terence Crawford has, all of the components that Canelo has, and how we find how they even out and who trumps one another, you know what I mean? We tried to do that with Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, and we see how that panned out, you know what I mean? So
Crawford himself has firmly denied all talk of injury. Speaking to reporters in Las Vegas, he dismissed the rumors as baseless antics and openly questioned where such claims even came from. He even raised and moved his arms freely, demonstrating that nothing was wrong with his shoulder. Crawford insisted he is at his natural weight, rejecting suggestions that his physique or training has slowed him down. Calm but confident, he made it clear that nothing short of total focus and commitment is going into what he called the biggest fight of his career.
There's rumors that you've got a shoulder injury. Do you have a shoulder injury, or is that just rubbish?
Where I got a shoulder injury at? I don't know. I think people coming up with their own, antics. Terence Crawford got a shoulder injury, Terence Crawford shaved, Terence Crawford slow, Terence Crawford. Yeah, they coming up with all kinds of stuff.
Are you feeling a difference in power now you've moved up and you're at your natural weight?
Power is definitely gonna come with it. So that's not any worries that I ever had.
Crawford's jabs don't even miss. Canelo's punches come like a brick. Both got a bag full of tricks. They must eat their way to Bix. Don't come at me, you'll get diss. You lanky streak of piss. Don't call you broken, you sis. Go chill and watch Netflix cause the big guns in a mix.
Still, many critics remain unconvinced by Crawford's denials. They point to a viral photo showing his left shoulder appearing swollen, using it as proof to fuel speculation. Some argue that Crawford may be hiding the truth to prevent Canelo's camp from exploiting a potential weakness. Others note that Crawford has been inactive for over a year, and at 37, even minor injuries can be harder to recover from. For skeptics, these factors make it easy to believe the rumors might hold some truth.
Totally debunked this shit. He said that he has no shoulder injury. But at the same time, bro, you can't expect Terence Crawford to come out here right before the fight, if he is injured, that is, and say like, no, yeah, my shoulder is injured. Of course he's not going to do that shit, right? So he has to deny it. So Terence Crawford denying that he has a shoulder injury, it doesn't really mean shit to me. But how true this is, we're going to hear the truth about this shoulder injury after the fight. This is probably when, if Terence Crawford loses, you're probably gonna hear that, yeah, my shoulder was injured, this and that, just the list of excuses, it just keeps piling up with this guy, or not with him. I'm not saying Terence Crawford is using these excuses.
In response, Crawford has defended his legacy with conviction. He insists his accomplishments in the ring speak for themselves, highlighting his dominant win over Errol Spence Jr., his undefeated record, and multiple championships across weight divisions. He dismissed critics who claim he has beaten only one elite opponent, arguing his resume proves otherwise. For Crawford, moving up in weight should not automatically discredit his legitimacy as one of boxing's all-time greats.
But, some people say that you've not faced the level of power and precision to the body that Canelo brings, that he's different. Do you think he brings anything different to the table that you haven't seen?
Well, they always say that, They say that with Spence. He's a body snatcher. He's going to break my ribs and so forth. We shall see.
How do you want people to remember this performance when it's all said and over? What's the headline the next day?
Listen, they gonna come up with their own analogy, All I know is they're going to be saying Terence Crawford was spectacular September 13th.